Hello, Facebook. Let me give it some light here. I'll wait for someone to get on here. This is your eclectic adventurer, Jeremy Tangman. And I'm here to talk a little bit about Universal Studios. We're going to speak a little bit about Universal Studios, what it's like to go, how much it is, what you can expect, some of the tips and tricks about going to Universal Studios and how you can save a little bit of money. It's very difficult to save money there and at the parks in general because, number one, there just isn't any savings. You know, as far as food, water, there are some tricks that will get you a few little short things, but not very much of a savings. I'm going to start with Universal Studios because I feel like it's the better overall park. Not that I'm not a Walt Disney fan, but Universal is a little bit more for the adults, and it can be for the older kids too. I mean, my little girl, she's 6. She goes to Universal. She loves it there. So, what we're going to talk about, first of all, is entry fee. You have 2 different options for entry fee at Universal Studios. You can go to Universal Studios itself, or you can go to Islands of Adventure. Or you can buy a park hopper pass that will give you 2 parks for the price of 1, supposedly. What happens with that is it just gives you supposedly a savings on both parks, but it's usually about the price of 2 parks combined. Right now, to get into Universal, it's right around the $128, $130 mark. And Islands of Adventure is about the same. It's right around the $115, $120 mark. Now, around the holidays, those go up to right around the $200 mark. And then they'll frequently have like buy 2 days, get 2 free type situations going on. And I recommend those. If you're going to be here for a length of time, any length of time, I recommend those. Barring special events, they're open from 9 a.m. to about 6 or 7 p.m. They stagger left to right, meaning Universal's open until about 6 and Islands about 7. So you get a lot of time to go. Now, special event nights like Halloween Horror Nights does start at like 6:30, but that is a separate ticketed event, which ranges anywhere from $67 to $130 each day at gate. I would recommend buying all of my tickets for Universal Studios online. You do get a bit of a discount. That's the good thing about Universal. They discount their tickets online versus it's not the same at the doors as online like Disney a lot of times. Secondly, about Universal Studios that you should always remember is you have a daily dining plan at Universal Studios. And that dining plan is tops. For $30, you get a souvenir mug, and that souvenir mug is good for unlimited refills in the park. Slushies, soda, tea, water, any of that stuff like that. No coffee or milk or alcohol, of course. Now, there is another drink attached to that dining plan that you can use. Sorry about that, we glitched. A lot of folks want to use that for like Harry Potter, butterbeer at the Harry Potter World. And you can use it at the inside venue only. You cannot go up to the wagons and say, hey, can I use my extra drink for their butterbeer? They're going to tell you no. But if you go inside the venue where they serve butterbeer exclusively, then they will do that. And that is about a $7 value off of that. And that cup that you get with that is about a $17 value. So you're really saving in this plan. We're already up to over $25 right there. 25, 24 in that neighborhood. You know, with taxes, you know, for a $30 meal plan. Now, you get a meal with that, which you can eat anywhere except for like 4 locations. So a lot of people want to eat at like Three Broomsticks in Harry Potter World, which is not too bad. It is definitely an English pub, that is for sure. Smells and all, fish and everything and stuff. You do get that aspect of it. I mean, you get to be immersed in like the Great Hall when you're eating in the Three Broomsticks. So you get a meal, then you even get a snack, which is insane. Because that can be anything. That can be a churro, that can be a piece of cake, that can be some cookies, or a cookie, a big donut. It could be from anything from pretty much anywhere that will serve like a quick service snack. That could be nachos, you know, that kind of stuff like that. If you go to a place called Mel's Diner, I've showed Mel's Diner on the cast when I walked through Universal, and it says Mel's Dine-In because I'm at Horror Nights. Mel's Diner serves you for that meal. You get a burger, fries, and a shake. And plus you have your cup, remember? You can get regular drinks. Unbelievable. You can't finish that. Trust me, I'm a big guy. I can't finish that. Shouldn't finish it because I am a big guy, but I can't finish it. And what gets wasted more times than not is the milkshake. So, that is just some of the great logistics about going to Universal Studios. Another aspect of Universal Studios is express passes. Express passes are extra there. It's not like Disney's fast passes. Express passes will cost you right around $80 to $120 a person, and it guarantees you one express pass per ride. There are some exclusions. Some of the exclusions do include, or does include, the new Hagrid ride for Hogwarts. They do not have express passes for that ride. It's too new. Sometimes you'll get an exclusion on anything Harry Potter and King Kong and sometimes Jurassic Park. A lot of times you're good to go for the most part. And Express Pass works much differently than Fast Pass does at Disney. You literally walk right onto the ride. There is no wait, pretty much. There might be 5 or 6 in front of you, but for the most part, you walk right onto the ride. And that you can't beat off of the stick. However, it does raise the price per party. So let's just say if they're $120 because it's peak season, if you've got 5 in your party, that's a chunk of change added to your vacation. When it could be just, going multiple days and doing your different experiences different days. You just got to go accordingly and be there by 9 a.m. to get what you want done. Now, a couple things, other thing, you can do at Universal is the water park, the Universal Volcano Bay. That is a separate ticketed venue. It does have a lot of water slides and rides. They have the 250-foot free fall. See, that's why this is unedited and uncut. You can hear me stammer all over myself. And I think that ticket is right around $120 a day. Sometimes they discount them a little bit lower, but I guess it is what it is here in Florida, and a lot of people go to that venue and you have to get there in the morning. If you do not get there in the morning on peak days like in the summer, you're not going to get much done there. There's a problem with the queuing though there as far as submitting your band for queue, because they give you a band when you go there to queue up for the different experiences there. It doesn't have a correlated system. When you tap to go to the queue, say it says 45 minutes, and you can't tap multiple queues at one time. You tap one experience. Say it says 45 minutes, and then you walk away, it could chime 10 minutes later. So there isn't really any rhyme or reason why or what or how those queues work. Just know that at some point you're going to be able to get on the ride sooner than later. That's another aspect of Hollywood Studios. Sorry, Universal Studios. I do that a lot because it is technically both, but Disney does have a Hollywood. Anyway, going back to the topic, Universal also has shows, equity shows that you can do without tickets. Sometimes they'll have some professional wrestling in their Studio 24 building, and also that's where they have some of the musical acts that come, like Elton John or Bush or 98 Degrees and all those other bands. They'll have them coming through. And then the other aspect of Universal Studios is City Walk. City Walk is a nightclub area. I call it a big nightclub with dining. Why? There's a lot of restaurants, a lot of shopping, and a lot of clubs. There is a place called Rising Star. It's a karaoke bar where you get backed up by an actual live band. You're not singing into a karaoke machine and getting words read to you. I mean, there might be words there, but what I've seen, you're singing pretty much, they're playing, so it's to your tune and key and your rhythm and all that stuff. You do have Bob Marley's nightclub there. I've not been in, but it smells wonderful when I go by. It smells like a great barbecue or some jerk chicken, if you will. The rest of it's pretty much restaurants, desserts. They do have entertainment out on the City Walk itself. They have bands and stuff like that. Outdoor bars that you can walk up and go, and if you want a drink outdoors. Movie theater. They're, like I said, and sometimes they have some other entertainment like jugglers and stuff like that will go, or guys that will blow like flames and stuff like that. You know, I forgot what those are called, fire tossers or something like that. But that's pretty much Universal Studios in a nutshell. Other than that, I guess we could talk about body types. A larger guy like me is a little bit limited to what you can ride at Universal Studios because they're more restricted. Now, don't get me wrong, they still have quite a bit of experiences that you can experience there if you're a bigger guy like I am. I used to be 576 pounds. I am back down to 307. I hope I can keep going, you know. But there are some rides. I can't do the Rip Ride Rocket. It's a nice big coaster that I'll show you eventually that goes up about 250 foot tall in the air and flies all around, zipping through. The ride doesn't stop from what I understand. You hop in, you have to strap in as it keeps moving, and you have to put in whatever style of music you want, and then you're off to the races. Certainly there's rides like that, like Dr. Doom, the Hulk. Let me see. I'm trying to think what else I could experience that I couldn't get on. I think that's about it. The rest I was able to ride. There is a ton of rides there. So don't be discouraged just because you have a bigger body type. You'll be able to do a lot of things still. You know, I still did the Mummy. The Mummy is a very tight ride for me, though. I'm going to be honest with you. I have to kind of lean back and pull that bar at the same time because like I said, I'm a bigger guy. But I was still able to do the Mummy each and every time. The other one that's quite restricting on me, and it's not because I'm such a big guy, but it's because the confine of the seat, the width and the length of the seat itself in the area, and that's the Escape from Gringotts. It is, I'm so tall, my knees get crushed in that ride. So it's kind of uncomfortable. I cannot do the Forbidden Journey. My shoulders and my stomach is still too big for that. It's got to come over another one. It's not like like at Hollywood Studios you're riding the Aerosmith ride. It doesn't just rest. You have to come down and lock, just like the Hulk. I've come close to riding that, but not yet. But I'm not sure about anything else. I think I've ridden just about everything else but the Flight of the Hippogriff, and that's a coaster for families. So I'm not too sure. But here soon we're going to do some ride reviews. I'm doing Halloween Horror Nights. I'll probably do that for the month of October, a lot of Halloween Horror Nights stuff. I know a lot of people are interested in the Halloween Horror Nights stuff, so I'd like to go and show the scare zones nightly to see if they're different, if they change things up. Because right now, the Monsters House is really good, but I did notice a disconnection in the Monster House that I didn't talk about. I'm just going to touch on that briefly, and then we'll move on. They're the Epic Universe monsters. so they're a little bit updated and more menacing versus like the classic Universal monsters. But I'll get into that with my next video. This video was more about what to expect at Universal prices, price-wise, and everything else. Next thing I want to speak about is the hotels. You do have a lot of hotels in the area. If you stay at certain hotels, you get certain benefits for the parks. Like, if you stay at Hard Rock Hotel, they quite often give free express passes, not fast passes. Free express passes. I don't know what the rooms are per night, but I could find out to tell you. I could go in there and film and talk to them and everything else. There's the Volcano Bay, there's Sapphire Falls, there's Cabana Bay. All of those have different perks for the parks. So check that out when you're coming to visit. Check it those hotels. You may be surprised on the packages you can get for those hotels. I get a lot of folks that are staying there, and they say it's not really that bad in comparison. It's still an expensive visit to come out to see Florida and stuff like that. And lastly, you can still bring in your own food and water, or food and beverage, whatever you're drinking. It can't be alcohol. It could be soda, coffee, whatever. You can still bring that in, and that still saves you a little bit of money. And you then can just do the park in the hotel. You know, that's your expense, and then certainly just bring your food in, and then maybe eat at other restaurants in the surrounding area, because definitely they are going to be cheaper. Now, I will tell you, Universal's food is a little bit better than Disney's. Their quick service, that is. You know, the Disney quick service is terrible. But I'll do a contrast and comparison video about that another time. So I think this is about it. Does anybody have any questions before I end this video? Just going to pause here to see if anybody's got any questions. Alright, if there's no questions, then that will do it for this video. Remember to catch me. I am usually streaming 2 days a week. I'm going to try to stream 2 days a week. That's going to be my schedule. And just pausing for one more minute to make sure no one has any questions. Sometimes they come in at the last minute. Alright, I am Jeremy, your eclectic adventurer, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.